When did you know it was time to move on from your relationship? Thanks for sharing. Girl, child, I'm on here nervous again. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So before I get into this video, let's talk about the last one. Y'all, I was so nervous to post my life update and to also talk about my spiritual journey online, literally because, let's be honest, the internet is not a safe place. The internet is not your diary. The internet can come with a lot of vitriol. But when I say y'all was so supportive, showed so much love, so much understanding, and the messages that I got even privately afterwards, y'all have no idea how much that lifted my spirit. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing me love. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for your well wishes. Like literally, thank y'all for being amazing. And so in this video, once again, this is not Faye in the City, the influencer, talking to you. This is Faye Collins, the woman. Now let's talk about the influence. So when I posted the video, I was literally scared. I almost called my mama crying, but I went ahead and prayed for myself because I was just like, girl, I'm nervous. So nervous that I did not consider the fact that I was contractually obligated to post a sponsored video 2 days later. Now, yes, I'm a full-time content creator. Yes, I get money for it. No, I don't apologize, but the reality is I'm still a human, and on a human level, something felt really icky to post something so personal and private and then follow it with buy this product. Like that just didn't feel right. And so I said I want to have a moment to decompress, have a heart-to-heart chat, also let y'all know where I'm going as far as the future of my channel, and then we'll get back into business as usual. So in this video, I felt like the most authentic thing to do. Child, I barely got the word authentic out. But the most authentic thing to do was to host a Q&A. So on my Instagram stories, actually that's kind of what prompted the video shift a little bit, because a few days before that video, I hosted a Q&A and I let y'all ask me a lot of anything. And a lot of the questions that you all submitted to me had to do with marriage. But then after the video posted, I was like, all right, now y'all can go ahead and shoot the questions out. And so y'all sent me some more. So in this video, I'm gonna talk to y'all on a heart-to-heart level about the things that y'all wanted to know. And then we'll start talking about the future of me as a content creator. So let's talk about this. So the first question, I'm not gonna say your name because I didn't get permission ahead of time and I don't want to just throw your username out there. But the first question was, how are you feeling after you posted that life update? I honestly feel very much so relieved. And the reason I say that is because, again, nothing about what I was going through was a secret other than the details of what happened, because y'all ain't never getting that. But as far as me going through a separation and then a divorce, I never hid it. I just never flat out said it. But with that curiosity, people thought that I didn't pick up on what they were doing. They would ask me, how's married life? How's married life after the baby? They were asking me questions, fishing for information. And so I figured now that I've completely announced it, y'all stop asking me that. But even in that, I feel like now that I have actually been really forthcoming with what was going on, I feel like it gives me the opportunity to show the beautiful side that comes to life after you've gone through a dark situation. And hopefully, as I continue to document my life, especially through vlogging, and y'all see what's coming next, I'm hoping that it inspires somebody to keep going and not give up just because they're going through something hard. So how am I feeling? I feel very much so relieved and very excited for the future. Next, what was the greatest advice you received during the most painful transition of this year? The greatest piece of advice that I got was, and this actually wasn't this year, it was last year, and I can't remember where I heard it, but I believe the quote was, you're not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible for your healing process. And so that was a theme of my life that I took very seriously. I know a lot of people who have gone through divorces, and I see some of them going extended amounts of time being single, extended amounts of time being angry, extended amount of times just harboring negativity. And for me, I did not want that, especially because I have such a young child and I didn't want to raise him having a bitter, hateful mama. And even outside of him, I didn't want to be bitter and hateful myself. And so while whatever we went through in that situation, that is what it is. I can't change none of that, but I am in charge of how I heal and how I move forward. And I wanted to have a beautiful, loving life with or without a partner, with one preferably. And so I did a lot of internal work to heal myself so that I could welcome a healthy love and a healthy future into my life. And so that's where therapy working out, listening to people of wisdom, getting into the word, developing a prayer life and meditation, doing all those things have really, really helped me. And so now that I have started looking forward to the future even more, I'm seeing how that time where I was focused on healing is really working. It's really working for my benefit. We'll talk about it later. Next, when did you know it was time to move on from your relationship? Thanks for sharing, girl. Okay, so I know the exact moment that I knew that this ain't working. But if I were to say it, it would include details that, like, it's no way for me to tell you without going into super personal details. So I'm not going to be able to answer that question just out of respect for his privacy and mine, because we do still have a really great co-parenting and friendship relationship. So because I cannot answer that, I will give you this. If I could do anything differently, and I really hope y'all hear my heart. If I could do anything differently, and I'm not going to go into a lot of details. If I could do anything differently, I would go to premarital counseling. That is a step that we missed. And because we missed it, we bumped into issues that did not have to be issues. Things that we would have worked out then came up in the marriage. So if I could change anything, I would go back to the day that my bishop sat me down and was just like, listen, I know you in love, child. I know you want to get married, but y'all need to prepare. And I need y'all to go to premarital counseling. And I was like, no, we're so in love. We got to get married. Yeah, Bishop knew what he was talking about. So if I could change anything, and if I could give you any advice, it would be go to premarital counseling. Love is beautiful, okay? But so is preparation. Go to counseling. Next. What was that supplement you talked about and said it really works wonders? Was it ashwagandha? Yeah. Yes. For those that don't know, after I had my baby, it was some chemical things going on. I ain't want to be touched. I ain't want to be bothered. And I was introduced to a supplement called ashwagandha. And let's just say, in my single season right now, I can't take it. Let's move on. Child, she sent me a long, she sent a long question. She said, physical and monetary glow up often leads to the dissolve of a relationship. Do you think it's related or a coincidence? I worry about this as we got married young. We will be 5 years in November. And it seems like our innocence is gone. As we've seen personally how couples grow in some way, it's often followed by the end of a relationship. But obviously we aspire to always get better and grow as a couple. And I wouldn't want to stay stagnant out of fear. You answered your own self at the end. Do not stay stagnant out of fear. I truly believe, like in our situation, that wasn't our issue at all. And I've even had people ask me, did me losing weight lead to the end of the marriage? I don't know who y'all think he is, but he ain't insecure like that. Like, I've always liked really confident, almost cocky men. He actually would brag on me. So it wasn't no insecurity type of thing. And neither was it the growth of my social media career. Once again, he bragged on it and was supportive. That wasn't it. So when you say, does glowing up lead to the end of a relationship? I would say if your glow up leads to the end of a relationship, it's a chance you probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. Now, I would definitely say as you glow up, and this is me speaking specifically to women, I would just say that never forget we all have feelings and sensitivities, especially men, even if they don't show it. So as you glow up, I'm not saying be ashamed of anything or anything like that, but I would just say be mindful of your words so you're not in a place where you're starting to emasculate and things like that, because you are glowing up and you are changing, and you know, it might lead to pressure and things like that. No, let that person be who they are and support them just like you want to be supported. So yeah, just make sure as you're growing, you don't become arrogant. That's that on that. But do I think it automatically leads to the end of a relationship? Not if it's healthy. Next, are you still planning to buy a house? I am so on the fence. So of course, when the conversation was that I wanted to purchase a house, it was within the marriage, but now the marriage is done. It's just me and my baby. Now, of course, he's definitely still a part of our life, but we don't live here. And so when I think about my future, I truly do believe I will be married again. I do believe that. I claim that, and I'm not ashamed of that. So I'm like, do I really want to buy a house? And then he got a house. Now one of us got to sell a house. I don't know. So I will say if I do, by one, it won't be this year, maybe not even next year. Right now, I just kind of want to be in a place of ease to just relax, and I'll worry about that in the future. So one day, but just not today. Next, what is something that you want to teach Champ about? Meaning values, ethics, and things like that. Number one, I want to let him know God is always on his side. Now, of course, I'm not going to indoctrinate him. I feel like I'll show him my faith, and then when he gets of age, he's going to be in a place where he can choose. But I'm hoping that I model my faith in a way that makes him want to choose the God that I serve versus feeling forced into it. So, number one, I want to teach him about God and teach him about choice and faith and things like that. I also want to teach him to think for himself. For me, I don't want him feeling pressured into what society tells him he is supposed to be and he is supposed to think. I want him to develop fully as an individual for himself. Next, any dating advice for meeting new people in St. Louis, particularly other Black people? I've been here 2 years and I'm still struggling on this front. I would just say, for me, I listen to a lot of wise women, and whether it's dating, friendship, or whatever, I don't focus on the outcome. I focus on being the best version and the happiest version of me. And so for me, that looks like going to the gym, being more interactive on the internet, going to the church more. I missed this Sunday, but whatever. But I find things that are naturally of interest to me, and I start to participate in it outside and even online. And I find that as I naturally am just being myself and pursuing what makes me happy, people approach me. So I remember there was a season where I was really into women's Bible studies, and so I got interactive in a local group in St. Louis, and I met some lifelong friends. There was a while where I started working out in groups, and I met some really cool people. I just find that as I pursue what is naturally of interest to me, it exposes me to like-minded people, and I go in there with a smile on my face and be open and personable, and I find that that draws people to me. So I just would say, go for what naturally interests you and actually start participating. So force yourself to get out your house, okay? Especially when it comes to dating. Ain't nobody gonna come break into your house. I hope they don't. But I have found, like, even with me in dating, as I naturally am just doing what feels good to me and radiating good energy, it has drawn people to me. Like, I've never had to shoot my shot, praise God. I don't like that, no way. Come to me, okay? You need to tell me what you want. I'm not coming to you. That's a whole nother conversation. But I found that as I naturally am just pursuing things that bring me joy, and I share it online, or if I'm out in the church, or if I'm out in the community, I find that people naturally are drawn to me. And so that has been my thing. So that's what I would give you. Whatever you are naturally interested in, whether it's working out, going to the church, sewing, what else could you possibly do? Whatever your interest is, find out how to get active in it and just do what naturally makes you happy. And as you radiate a certain energy, listen to me, I cannot express to you enough. As you radiate a certain energy, they come to you. I mean that. What do you do to zone out when you have a lot on your mind? I meditate a lot. That helps me a lot. That helps me really with navigating through life. Like, I pray, I ask God to speak to me, and then I meditate. Another thing I do is I vibe out to music heavily. Girl, my R&B playlist ain't nothing to play with. Raphael Sadiq. So yeah, I pray and I meditate. I vibe out to some music that kind of just like set me into a different mood. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, what's the best tasting meal with balanced macros you've had? Girl, my stuff is so simple. I eat, because right now I'm kind of pescatarian. Every now and then I allow myself some chicken, but I primarily eat seafood, a piece of fish, some rice, and a green veggie. That's it. Like, I eat the same thing over and over, but it gives me good results. Next, now this question I saved for last intentionally, because when I first read it, I felt some type of way, not because the person asked, but because it made me be real and honest with myself. So the question was, do I think I'll have another baby? Here's this is a little bit of a personal information. Well, all of this is personal, but anyway, towards the end of things, before things got rocky, we had actually had conversations about having baby number 2. But then when things really got rocky, to me, I'm never that attached to something that I want that I would put a child in something that isn't right. I love whatever baby that was enough to not bring them earthside if I'm gonna bring them into turmoil. And so, of course, we did not pursue that baby. So there was a time where we were trying to figure things out. And then with counseling, once we realized, yeah, this we got to wrap this up. One of the things that made me really sad about ending the marriage was when you're ending a marriage, it's kind of like dreams die as well. And so the hope that I had for that child went away. And so there was a sadness and a grieving of what could have been. But now I'm in a place in my life where what works for me is not looking at the world as what I wish it was, and actually, I'm not gonna say I don't use emotion, but more than I use feelings, I use my brain. And the reality is, number one, I am 37 years old. And while I did take a fertility test this year, it was a sponsored opportunity. I got the results back. My egg reserve is nice. I am completely fertile and capable of having another child. But the reality is, as I get older, that window will diminish. So that's something I have to take into account for. And number two, the reality is, I'll forget y'all, let's see. So with me and dating, right? And before I ever spend time with someone, I will talk to them for a while just to see where their head is, to see if it's even worth investing time in as far as going out with. And it never fails that all the men that I have actually spent time with as far as going on dates with, they're in their 40s. And a lot of them had their kids in their 20s, early 30s. And so their kids are grown or late teens. And the reality is, a lot of people, if your kid almost out the door, the last thing you're trying to do is start all the way over with a newborn. And so that's something I have to keep in account for. So when I put my emotions to the side and I look at my situation for what it is, I'm not going to say I don't hope for another baby, but I have come to the conclusion and am at perfect peace with the fact that it's a chance that might not happen for me. It could, but it might not. And so what I did was I prayed. And I asked God for contentment, and I put it all in his hands. I feel like at the end of the day, if God wants me to birth another child, he will make it happen. If he does not want me to, it's not going to happen. So just all things considered, I'm at peace either way, because at the end of the day, even if I don't birth another child, I am so incredibly grateful that I was able to birth my son. So at least I have him. So, yeah, that's my long way of saying either way, I'm okay. Y'all just got to watch and see what happens, just like I'm going to watch and see what happens. But either way, I'm completely okay. But I will also say, the only way I personally would be comfortable committing to a man who does not want any children with me is if he already has biological children. Now, I ain't gonna step in and try to be their mama or nothing like that, but I really value family and I want a lot of love around me. So if he has kids and I already got a son and he like, yeah, I really ain't feeling that, I'm cool with that. Like, we ain't gotta have one. But if he don't have none, he ain't the one for me. That's just not my partner. So long story short, either way, we'll just have to see what happens. So with that being said, that is answering all the questions that you all submitted to me. So thanks again for all the love and support that y'all have shared. I cannot wait to share my new journey with y'all. I'm definitely still going to do beauty content because let's be honest, this is my hobby that pays the bills. And if you catch that movie reference, we friends in real life, champ. But I'm still going to continue to do beauty content because it's a lucrative business. But at the same time, I do plan to do more lifestyle content, meaning showing y'all my life post divorce. Now, don't get me wrong, divorce ain't about to become a storyline on social media for me. My life will be. Now, I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. Some of them I'm gonna keep it to myself. But I do plan on doing more vlogs to just let y'all see what life is like. And then I do plan on doing more sit down content so y'all can actually get to know me more, because like I said, I'm starting a podcast next year and I want y'all to actually really know who Faye is, not just Faye in the City. Faye in the City is my fun side. That's my turned up side. That's me having fun, using my hair, some makeup, some clothes, or whatever, just to kiki with y'all. Faye Collins is who I am as a woman. So y'all gonna see a lot more of me versus just Faye in the City. And then starting next year, we're gonna podcast it up. So with that being said, I cannot thank y'all enough just for being here and rocking with me through all of my transitions. I just love y'all. And I know some people say that and they don't really mean it, but I 100% mean it from the bottom of my heart. I truly love y'all, and I thank y'all for partnering with me on this thing called life. So with that being said, welcome to my new chapter. There is some content that was already recorded that's going to already be posted, but starting next week, y'all will see a lot more really personal vlogs. I'm not going to exploit him, but y'all will see a little bit more of my son, and y'all will see some other people in my life. Y'all ain't going to see no man that ain't put no ring on my finger, so don't look for that, but y'all will see a lot more of who I really am. So shout out to y'all for being here. If y'all have any questions, leave them down below. I love y'all. Maki Dada, and I'm out this piece. Bye.